I'm Seth in the Sweats.
I'm Easy in the Suits.
You're now listening to Sweats and Suits Podcast.
Now give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair.
I feel like I'm supposed to have a suit on or something.
Quarantine, man. We
Quarantine vibes, man. I'm the Sweats anyway, so this is normal for me, man.
I'm normally the suit, but we quarantine. Right?
Yeah. I gotta do something where I wear sweatpants and a suit coat.
Hey, I feel like a lot of people be going to work in their drawers right now, dog. Like,
Little rat.
That's a fact, bro.
You do the intro?
Yeah, man. We usually kick the episode off with a quick intro. So, welcome to another episode of Sweats and Suits Podcast. I am the man in the sweats, Seth, and with me is my partner.
It's your boy Easy in the Suits.
What else?
AKA the baby daddy with the good hair.
What else?
AKA Quarantine E.
Tell him one more time.
AKA Quarantine E. Also new AKA
What?
ISO E.
Oh, nah, bro. There's been a lot of ISO games going on.
ISO E.
Man.
That's gonna go on a lot of niggas' heads.
All right. Triangle offense, Seth. You know what I mean? We run the triangle around here. Shout out to Bone, man. But yeah, man, we got a special guest in the building. Super special guest in the building, man. Coming all the way from Philly, North Philly, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? They say that's where the real is at. That's what I heard. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Listen.
You see? That's what I heard, man. We got Treyway in the building. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, brother?
Yo, all is well. We alive. We in quarantine. We chilling.
That's a fact.
Hey, man, give me 2 claps and Ric Flair for Treyway being in the building.
Woo! We in here.
Hey, man, so how was your week, man?
Man, my week was cool, man. You know, still quarantine vibes. Still I'm out here in the Rona, working. You know what I'm saying? Battling it. You know what I mean? Knocking it out the piss art. But, man, besides that, man, I ain't going to complain, man. The kids good, wife good, everything good.
Hey, I just realized during this quarantine I can't do jail.
No.
I can't do it. It's too much seclusion.
Nah, man. And, like, in jail, like, you got to hope somebody sends you Polaroid nudes. You gotta hope somebody love you enough to send you Polaroid news, man. And I don't know if I got that kind of dedication on the outside.
You can, yeah. Okay.
Right, so I don't know if I got it, man. How was your week, brother? How was your week, Treyway, man? Tell me what's going on,
man. Well, it's only Monday, but today was very productive, man. I've been in a place right now where I've been preparing for my album. I'm about to drop an album with my band, the Now Generation. So today was a productive day. We're about to drop a single at the at the end of May. So just getting things together for that. But today was very productive, man. I finally set my entire kit up in the house. I've been contemplating on that. I did that. So yeah, man, it's been great, man. Working on some stuff with On the One. So yeah, it was a great day, man. Great week.
You definitely stay working. We see the work. Stay to work, man.
So tell the people who don't know you, who are some of the people that you've played for so far?
We started, man. I guess people kind of found out who I was when I started playing with Tye. I was traveling with Tye Tribbett and GA from 9th grade up until 12th grade. I started playing with Tye in 11th grade. And then after Tye, while being with Tye, I did the Fresh album, I did the Greater Than album. And then I started playing with Marsha Ambrosius, who's an amazing and Grammy Award-winning R&B singer. And then that led me on to play with Jasmine Sullivan. And then I started playing with Meek Mills. And then by playing with Marsha, I became her musical director at 21. And I did like 5 or 6 tours with her. And then she linked back up with Floetry. And I did 2 tours with Floetry, so I played with Floetry as well. From that, I started playing with Future. And then after that, I did some other stuff with different artists. I linked up with a guy named Zaytoven, who's one of the most talented producers out today, and he's been here before me. But I started playing with Future, and I started playing for Future with him. And then after that, I started playing with Bebe Rexha, who's the dopest pop artist out today. So yeah. Nominated.
She got the Meant to Be song, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
That's my joint on the low. Like on the lowest of keys. That's my shit.
It's crazy, bro. And now I got, I have my own band, Treyway and the Now Generation. So that's, we out here.
So tell us who is Treyway and the Now Generation. How did that come about?
Treyway and the Now Generation is myself and my friends, man. Mayor Floyd, Sheldon Robinson, Eric Watley, Simon Martinez, and Henry Turf. And we have additional members, Sam Alexander, Scoop, and Arnetta Johnson.
Yeah, okay.
And together we the Now Generation.
So does the Now Generation have like any particular meaning to y'all?
Yeah, I feel like when you think of the now, you think of the present. And in most cases when you're having conversations with people, they always talk about the future and they always talk about the past, but they never talk about what's going on in the moment. And so that's just what it is. We focusing on what's hot right now, and we still leading the pack for what's to come, and we still setting standards for the past. We still have those influences from the roots and our big homies and everybody that came before us. But right now we focusing on what's hot right now, and that's us. So the Now Generation.
So speaking of influences, as far as like the way you approach music, who are some of your biggest influences?
Our biggest influences right now. Of course we can't forget none of the Philly legends, man. The people that I my mentors and my big homies. You got Brian Frazier Murrow, who was the Michael Jordan to me. He's my Michael Jordan. You have Scottie Pippen, in my case would be Lil John Roberts. You have the Spanks, the Boots, the Darryl Robinsons. Of course, you have the Travis Barkers. You have the Questloves. You have Zaytoven, who's a big influence on me, man. You have, man, the list goes on and on, man. Jazzy Jeff, Dre Vidal. Man, who else? Jeff Bradshaw. He's a big influence. He plays trombone. A lot of people that influence my playing, they aren't all just drummers, man. So that's like a big thing. But you have like Teddy Campbell, Nissan, Calvin, my young boys, man, that's hot right now. Man, you got the young killer coming up, Lacey, who's smacking and killing.
Sure.
Yeah, man, it's a lot, man. It's everybody, man. Philly, any Philly drummer, Philly musician, man, they inspire me, man. So, yeah.
So that was gonna be my next question, because for people that don't know, Philadelphia is I want to say like a.
You cut out. I can't hear you.
Oh, he said some of the greatest musicians and artists you'll hear, like you've heard of, like a hotbed for it.
Like, how did you come up through the ranks?
Well, it's the city of brotherly love.
Man, listen, man. Shout out to my mom, bro. Like my mother is my biggest supporter, bro. Like, and that's one thing that I'm grateful for, because my mom never judged me throughout any of my decisions that I had. Like, whatever I wanted to do, my mom allowed it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, when it came to my career and who I wanted to be and what I wanted to listen to. My mother's a pastor. My grandfather was a pastor. My dad is a bishop. He's a presiding bishop. And back in the day, man, when I was growing up, my mom used to be a part of a choir by the name of Children of Israel. And my uncle Kevin Pringle, who was a world-renowned writer, gospel writer, songwriter, man. And they used to always have like concerts and stuff with Tony Moore and Jehovah's Chosen. The Russell delegation, who was a group back in the day, and Tye. And Tye used to come through, and that was like my mom would just like introduce me to different styles of music by also taking me to like clubs. We used to have this thing back in the day, and you could Google this. This is like a platform for every neo soul artist that ever came out of Philadelphia. They all came through this spot called the Five Spot. The Five Spot hosted a jam called the Black Lily. The Black Lily was just like a jam session that I never experienced before in my entire life, bro. I was only like 8 or 9, so that probably was like the first jam session I ever experienced in my entire life. But it was definitely like a place where everybody came through, man. Like, you had Fatback Taffy, who was Jill Scott's band at the time, with Eric Tribbett, who was also a big influence in my life. You had the Roots, and you had James Poyser, you had Dre Vidal, you had DJ Jazzy Jeff. You had all these big mega producers, man. Dre Vidal, Carvin and Ivan. You had everybody, man, just in the mix, man. And that was a platform that my mom like instilled in me, man. She just always had me around different things. And that's how I got introduced, man. I just was at the right place at the right time, and just having that upbringing of live music. I was the young boy, you know what I'm saying? So like my mom had to give her ID at the front door and they let her in, bringing me up in there, and I just sat and I just watched till, you know, I got old enough to play and to sit in and to be able to attend different rehearsals and attend different, you know, concerts by myself. And that was a big thing for me when I got older in high school, when I started, you know, traveling with Tye and them and GA. Like I knew sound check my whole life, but to be like in the presence of them and going to the mud spot and just being in the mix of that, man, like that, like just, you know, that molded me. They molded me into becoming who I am today, man. So a lot of it just happened to be just God and my mother, man, just having me at the right place at the right time. Cause I don't know how to play sports, you know what I'm saying? Like I never played video games. Like all I had was music and church. So between church and concerts and midnight musicals and jam sessions, that's all I had, you know what I mean? So that's how that went apart, man. And then, you know, after being in high school, 11th grade year, Tye asked me, you know, you think your mama let you go to LA? And I'm like, yeah, we out. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go to LA. I was teching at the time, so I'm like, man, listen, I could go to LA. I ain't playing. I'm just going just to help with the band. Like, I'm out, man. And I show up to rehearsal, and it's me. You know, I'm the drummer. So, you know, that was my first gig in 11th grade. And then doing the Fresh album after that, my senior, how I graduated high school. And a lot of people don't know this, but I graduated high school by handing in the Fresh album in a journal. Of my day-to-day, you know what I'm saying? Like my whole senior year, I was at Larry Gold's, a legendary studio in Philadelphia, man, that, you know, every day after, like at noon, they was letting me out and I was going to the studio, record Fresh album. So, you know, it was just being at the right place, man, at the right time, and not being too thirsty, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like God, man, just had me in the right place, because I was never pressed to play drums when I was around them. I was just learning, you know what I mean? To the point where I was ready. And it's in the Bible, man, be ye also ready. I took my time and I was just playing my position. And one thing I always tell people, that it's okay to serve. You know what I'm saying? Like it's okay to serve first, because you're gonna reap the harvest at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like people that serve, man, they always come out, you know what I'm saying, with the blessing. So my blessing happened to be the opportunity to play at LA at Knott's Berry Farm and to play at Nissan Stewart's Church, man, at 16, man. And you know, that's the rest was history. So
dude is a famous you. That's Eric. Like he's like church, drums, music. That's my guy. Like he it's weird hearing you say it. I started looking like, y'all might be the same nigga.
He might be the same person.
Yeah, man. Like for me, I always ask, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not into the instruments and stuff with music like that. Like, as long as it sounds good, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? So being able to talk to like people like you or Eric, when y'all talking about like instruments and stuff like that, like how do you ever be able to separate yourself and not, like, you know, turn your ear off or listen to certain sounds? Or is it like, has it ruined almost music? Not necessarily the fandom of it. Like, can you just sit there and be like,
pretty much, can you listen to it without dissecting it?
Yeah, can you listen to it without dissecting
it? Yeah, I think if something feels good, something feels good. Of course, you know, we have our own, in our minds, you know, we will say, I would do this if I was playing, but I never really, like, I respect music first. And I went to music school. So I was like, in most cases, 9 times out of 10, I was the only black kid in certain bands at my school. Or I was the only black kid who, like, played church music. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my approach, I had to respect what other people were doing so I can hear things differently. Like, I had to put somebody else's shoes on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to see it from their point of view. And so I think, like, I can separate it, but of course I'm human. So, you know, being a creative, you always gonna have those thoughts like, man, I would have did this, or I would have put it that way. Like, I think that's just like, as a musician, I think that's given. I think that's with anything though. Being a basketball player, I'm sure there's people that watch games like, man, why he do that? I would have did this, or I would have. But then again, you look at it and you respect how LeBron James played, because his left hand may be stronger than his right, or his right hand may be stronger than his left. So that's why he's focusing on that than the other thing. So you like, dang, man, you know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes I I can split it up, but it's hard. I ain't gonna lie and say that it's easy. But you know, if it's hot, it's hot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can respect that. Like, of course, later down the line, I'd be like, man, I'm gonna play like this. But I used to do that with my band, yo. Like I used to like listen to people's songs, and before we had our own music and like our own our own thing, we was doing covers. But I would do people covers, and we would make it ours. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it would be times we would perform, and people would be like, "Yeah, yo, that's better than the original." You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just like, you know,
Oh,
still
that's
the respect.
definitely a fact.
The respect level of like, yo, like this person did this way, you know, it's always there. So
let me ask you this one, because to me, Soundcheck was is one of the baddest bands, period, no matter what genre of music, the way they approach things. So coming behind Spank, coming behind Pudge, like what was that pressure like, if there was any pressure to play behind them?
Honestly, bro, I'm gonna be 100 with you. Like, when I was 15, man, I was real cocky. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I would say I was cocky because I knew who I was coming after.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I knew like in that moment, it was like, yo, I'm coming after them. So I know that I got it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was around them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I really, and maybe the word cocky is wrong to use, but I think I was so confident in myself that I didn't care about what nobody else thought about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just confident in knowing, like, yo, like I got it because of who I was around. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like God wouldn't put more on me than I could bear in that moment. So the fact that I was around them, it was like, all right. Of course, I had my nervous moments because I was entering into rooms where I heard about these people, but I didn't know them. So of course, I walked into these rooms like, all right, yo, I gotta show up, because if I don't show up, then they're gonna talk about me. But I don't think I ever felt pressure. I always felt like I got the ball now, so I gotta handle it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like they passed me the ball, and it was just like, all right, Trey, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I was just always prepared. And that's the thing. And I think that's why. So let me take that back. I'm going to take it all the way back to answer your question correctly. I wasn't cocky. I was confident because I was prepared for my moment. And I feel like that's where most people they're not prepared for the moment, and they get thrown in the fire and they fumble, because mentally you have to be prepared beforehand. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I was watching, the fact that I was studying, and I had faith that, however, wherever I was at the moment, I was young, so I really didn't know what I was about to do. Like, for real. Like, I was 15, bro, traveling the country, bro. Like, on a bus with the greatest gospel group of all times, bro.
Yeah, that's
like,
different.
Like,
that's
you know
different.
what I'm saying? Like, but they were my friend. They were my brothers. Like, they were my brothers and my big sisters. Like, so it was like, it didn't hit me until my first show where I was like, yo, I'm here. Like, like, okay. Like, Thaddeus is looking at me like, you ready? I'm like, yeah, let's go. Like the first person from LA that helped me was Eric Moore, and I didn't know who he was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know who Eric Moore was. Like, it was so crazy because I was playing to tracks, but the front house guy was a fan. Yeah. And before he let our front house man on, he was recording the show because he was a fan. So it was a delay on the tracks. So I'm playing on the 2 and the 4. I'm playing on the 1 and the 3, and in the crowd it's 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Time out.
I knew that.
Time out.
So, all right. So I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it like this. Fill me out, so I'm gonna let Seth in on the thing. All right. So I call them in my family. We call Caucasian people tall people.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna keep it right there. So tall people clap on 1 and 3.
So.
Oh, okay.
Like,
right.
Yeah. Okay.
They clap on this one.
Yeah. Oh.
Right. All right.
Okay.
Right. So tall people count on 1 and 3, and black people count on 2 and 4.
I
had to play drums to a click in my ear that's keeping me on time on 1 and 3.
Disaster.
Yeah.
I know how that is.
The whole
Sunday.
show.
Like, bro, no.
That's fucked up.
The whole show. The whole show. So
Whole
shout
show.
out to Eric Moore, man. Shout out to Eric Moore, man. But like go back to answering your question, man. I don't think I ever had pressure up until it was time to record the Greater Than album. That's when the pressure hit me. Like the Fresh album, I was cool because that's when, you know, everything was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like I was good. Like the Greater Than album, it was like, all right, this is Tye's third live album. And Soundcheck's not playing.
But hold on. So I know, like, you're doing a lot of gospel. Like you know, you come up in the church. How do you go from that to, like, you know, Promethazine Dreams? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Magazine Dreams. So
like,
how did I go from gospel to
Dreams with Future? Like, you know what I'm saying? You go from, you know, the gospel music to, like, now, you know, Future talking about he just left a chick crib with Gucci flip flops. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did I'm
gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you, man. Like, I ain't never changed.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, bro, like if you follow me on social media, bro, like one thing I always make sure I make known, I go back to church on Sunday, bro.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like I'm at my church. I'm at my church every day. You know what I'm saying? I go to my church every day. Like God didn't bless me for me to leave him.
Oh.
You know what I mean? How would it look on me for me to get blessed? You know what I'm saying? Not only to get blessed to play for a gospel group, but to get blessed to not play for a gospel artist anymore. Be okay for those months that I wasn't playing for him no more with my brand that I created, that he gave me the ideas for at 15 and 14 years old. Now I'm 20 years old and I'm surviving for 5 months off of a brand, not playing for no artist.
Right.
So that's two major blessings right there. That's two major blessings right there. In the midst of that, I get 2 Grammys. That's 3 major blessings. And then I get called to play for a secular artist. Why would I leave him and be like, yo, I'm up?
Right. No, I'm not saying you left him, but like
no. So let me finish.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying I didn't leave him because I could have went out in the world and conformed to the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I could have went out to the world and I could have been like, yo, man, I'm about to smoke weed, or yo, he talking about Gucci flip flops. Let me go buy some Gucci flip flops now. You know what I mean? Like, so I think the reason why I'm able to play for these different artists because I can handle it. I can handle both.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be different if like I was out here and I started conforming and just like started freaking out, like started doing all types of stuff, like started doing everything that they were doing.
Wow.
But instead, I stayed focused, man. Like I always acknowledge God, bro. Like me playing with Meek, like when I started playing with Meek, like they was confused because they like, yo, like who are you? What are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they didn't understand. Like I was on tour with Floetry and I left the Floetry tour to come play with Meek and I was good. You know what I'm saying? Like I was still like there wasn't no like no dead space. And even on the Meek tour, a lot of people like that came to the Meek tour, the Pink Print tour with Nicki, I didn't even play every show.
Really?
Nah, man, because of the staging, they didn't have the stage right. So the band didn't even play every week. Like sometimes it would just be keys and the DJ. And I was just there. Like, you know what I mean? But just because I'm walking so comfortable and so confident in my Christianity and not being afraid to be a light in darkness, that's why I can separate the two and I can balance the two. You know what I'm saying? No. Like that's why. Like that's why I did that whole lineup of like showing you like, yo, like to just give you an example, like it wouldn't be right for me. That's how I feel. Like it wouldn't be right for me to not still have the same Christian mindset going into these places. You know what I mean? Like I remain myself regardless.
That's dope.
So tell me, what category did you win the Grammys in?
Oh, I got the 2 Grammys with Tye. Greater Than got 2 Grammys.
Oh, you got, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just Grammy'd up out here.
Nah, man, I'm just look, they right here. I'm gonna show you. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
1 time.
Yeah, 2 times.
You know what I'm saying?
I like it. That's fire.
Yeah,
that's fire.
A lot of people go a whole career don't see them.
Yeah, a lot of people got their whole career and don't never touch none of that.
I was 21. God is good. And
tell us about Go ahead.
No. I was about to say, I'm gonna get my own Grammys. You know what I'm saying? Like so shout out to them, but I'm gonna get my own Jones. So.
Jones, I fuck with the Philly this. Real
rap.
Hey man, tell us about the clothing line. On the One. Tell us about that.
On the One, man. Let y'all know about On the One. Yo, so I started On the One back in 2012. I started On the One. I didn't even think it was going to be like what it is now. I started On the One because I went to NAMM, and when I went to NAMM, I was like walking up to these different companies, right? So people go to NAMM. So NAMM is like a big car show for musicians. So it's like a distribution for all the instruments and stuff like that that's coming out. There's like a distribution meeting. Basically, they're like talking to their distributors. I'm sorry, and they're just doing that. So they allow the artists that are signed to these companies to come and just be around. It's like a showcase, like showing off what you got and all of that stuff. So I went for the first time, and I'm walking up to these guys, and I'm like, yo, what's up? I'm Trey Lambert. And at the time I was playing with Tye, I'm like, I play with Tye Tribbett. I want to rep your brand. I want to play Tama. Say Tama at the time.
Hold on.
Like,
is that the kid you playing right now?
Yeah, that's the kid I'm playing right now.
All right.
So I'm like, they like, you playing for who? Like, who are you? I'm like, I'm playing for Tye Tribbett in GA. Like one of the biggest gospel groups around. Like we
recognize little niggas.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what you mean, bro? Like, mind you, I'm 17, bro. Like, I'm 17 years old, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, bro, like, yeah, playing with Tye. They're like, oh, yeah, I don't know who that is.
Right.
I did that to like 20 companies, bro, and they all gave me the same response, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went home, and I'm like, yo, man, how are these people going to know me?
Right.
If they don't know Tye, and it's all I have, how they going to know Trey? So I started this brand called On the One. The next year I went, I had T-shirts. I had a videographer with me. I had my family with me. I had hats. I had bandanas. I had cards. I had stickers. I had buttons. I had everything that represented me and On the One I had. Mm-hmm. And I went to every company that year, and I didn't even introduce myself as who I was playing for. I introduced myself as, yo, what's up? I'm Trey Lambert, and I'm On the One. This is who I am. And I handed it to them that way. The following year after that, everybody knew who I was. I started a video blog called I'm With the Drummer. Mm-hmm. And basically, I was showing my life as an upcoming, musician, traveling with Tye and stuff like that. And, going and just showing me my friends and me shopping. And I had a radio show at the time called I'm With the Drummer. I was just broadcasting that. And vlogs, YouTube wasn't a thing back then. Like, it wasn't like how it is now. It's 2012. Yeah. Like, I was getting 1,000 views on YouTube back then. I'm like,
that's decent. Yeah,
that was major. Like,
that was major back then. Like 2000,
so,
it wasn't hit the millions yet.
Yeah, like it was up. You know what I mean? So I started the brand, and from that, man, like I just made that known that that's who I was. Like drummers didn't have brands besides the tall people. You know what I'm saying? Besides the Travis Barkers and the Tommy Lees, and you know what I'm saying? Like those were the people that had brands, and Quest kind of caught on that wave eventually. But like with the pick and all of that stuff he was wearing, but it was just like we didn't have a brand. Black people don't have brands. They didn't have brands that represented themselves. So at that moment, I was light years ahead. To now, I'm like, yo, I didn't even scratch the surface yet, man. And like God just been looking out, bro. Like I told you, like when I went through that transition, I was banking bread, man, just by people just supporting me, man. Like I had a radio show, man, the vlogs, the clothes, man, like. So On the One is basically, it means to not let anyone stop you from accomplishing your goals and your dreams, which is your one. Mm-hmm. So staying on the one. I know for you say you don't really know with like music stuff. So On the One in music terms means to stay on beat.
Yeah. I got on. Hey, I'm like I'm low level. You know what I'm saying?
All right, bet. So I made the one your goals and your dreams, man, and that's just something that I live by, man. It's a quote that it's a quote that I live by, man. That says, "Don't go where the path may lead, but instead create your own path and leave a trail."
And where can they purchase that?
Oh well, right now I'm being that we in quarantine. I'm rebranding. I'm about to do a relaunch, new logo, new everything. So after quarantine, I'll have I have my website up. Actually, it will be an app. I'll have an app that will be dropping that will have everything on there for my sticks, my clothes. I'm dropping a lot of drum accessories for drummers. Different stuff like drum beaters, drum heads, and stuff like that. Like I'm like in the process of creating those things. So yeah, man. After the quarantine, man, look out for my app, man, that I'll be dropping, man. That'll just consist, of daily quotes, affirmations, man, just stuff that just uplift the musician, man, and anybody else that aspire to be great.
Let me ask you this, because I gotta give a shout out to my big homie back here in Milwaukee, Kevin Hayden. I don't know if you heard of him, but Kevin Hayden, he's one as an advocate that's been he's took a lot of criticism, I would say, for people going to like different companies trying to get sponsored at now, right? Or playing for free instead of trying to go on instead of like a partnership and reaping like equal benefits as far as like both sides and financial and notoriety. So are you now with your brand approaching it like that instead of like getting sponsored, like y'all want to do this for free, yo, I want to approach it as a partnership, you know what I'm saying? Are you approaching it that way?
Well, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, man. I've been approaching it that way before Kevin Hayden came around. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going like I don't know Kevin Hayden personally, but I've seen him, and shout out to him for using his platform to put the next generation of musicians onto that. Like I said, when I was coming up, there weren't people doing what I was doing. See what I'm saying? Like people were just people. Shout out to Thomas Pridgeon and his mother, and Eugene Man for Philly, Man Philly, man. They put me onto a lot of things, man, going to NAMM, and that was something that I already, I've been going to NAMM for 10 years now. So I was already there, you know what I'm saying? Like I already was at that place where, I've been going to companies as brands and using a platform for bigger than, I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming from church, bro. Like I didn't know you could get paid for that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know people was getting checks. I didn't know none of that until I went to NAMM that time. And yeah, man, people been doing it. So yeah, I'm not going to say that I'm just now doing it. Any company that I'm on is on the one. It's not like, I think that's why I'm blessed to be able to have these platforms because, I've chosen the right way to go. And on the one is everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like,
be sure when you drop it, send it to us. We'll post it. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely put out the information.
Of course,
for you
bro.
as well, man.
Of course, bro. And shout out to y'all, man. And again, man, like shout out to Kevin Hayden, man. I seen like what he's doing and trying to put musicians up on game, man. I feel like you can't really knock people for trying their ways.
Yeah,
right.
Like people aren't going to get what you're saying in that moment because everybody doesn't evolve at the same pace. When I started my brand, man, people hated on me. You know what I'm saying? They called me arrogant. They called me this. They called me that because I was on my video vlogs manifesting what I was going to become. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I saw a blog where I said, everybody's going to be wearing my clothes. Everybody's going to be doing this. Everybody's going to be doing that. And I didn't lie. I spoke it into existence. But in that moment, people didn't see it. So, I think that, the branding and being a part of the companies, that's cool. But I think now we at a place in life and in this generation where we need to have Black companies. We need to have black companies. We need to have Black simple companies. We need to have, you know what I'm saying? Like we need to have, that should be the next elevation. Like it shouldn't be, we still using these companies to get money off of them. Why can't we be the billionaires? You know what I'm saying? Like why can't we have our own booths at NAMM? I think that's something that we need to talk about as well. So a lot of it the business move is cool, getting the bag from the companies. But shout out to Eric Moore, who started his own drumstick company because his stick company wasn't giving him what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to those people that are doing those things that are also leading the pack by leading and not just speaking and telling people what they should do as well. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to lead by example sometimes for people to honestly see it for their own eyes. And that's the day and age we live in. People have to see it in order to believe it right now. So shout out to them.
Some people are not going to see it though because they're not in the mind frame of going left when everybody's going right. They don't have that mind frame of, like you said, leading by the pack. Because
right now, no. I wouldn't say they won't. I'm just saying right now.
Yeah,
no,
I'm saying,
right now
that's
it's
what I'm saying right now too.
Like
yeah,
it's
right,
a lot.
right now.
Like, even for us during this quarantine, like trying to really hit the YouTube route a little more. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm realizing I do a lot of the editing and stuff, so I'm realizing, and you know what I'm saying, I'm also realizing how valuable it is. You know, it's just it's another, to me, it's another lane. You know what I'm saying? I'm always trying to be have a jack of many trades. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how I like to do it, especially when it comes to this. Like this podcast world it's like it's amazing and it's growing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's growing fast. So it's like you either get in and get your feet turning, or it will run you the hell over. You know what I mean? Like so with us, like especially during this quarantine time, like you get a chance to see creativity, and that's kind of like, even though you know the world is going crazy right now, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's pulling out creativity. We're getting other lanes, like a lot of people are coming up with other hustles. You get a lot of time. Like you said, you're ready. This is a perfect time to say, hey, I had to do a rebrand, but what better time to do a rebrand than when the world shut down? You know what I'm saying? Then to emerge from it something different. And I'm hoping to do the same thing. Like, you know, all right, we'll be back to our audio, but now look, we got a whole video side. And we're doing something different. Like before everything shut down, we had our Black Saturdays, where we would go to a black business in Milwaukee, do an interview with them, a skit. Like they'll take us through their process and show us what they do. And we had only got one done, but that one was like our best YouTube video so far. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because it was like, wow, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know about this. I didn't even know people like, and they clean and restore shoes here in Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? They do different colorways. So like, you know what I'm saying? I definitely like love that message, you know what I'm saying, of leading the pack. Don't be afraid to walk away from the crowd to do your own thing. Don't be afraid to explore. You know what I'm saying? Bro. Like you go on a field trip. Don't be afraid to be the one that's over by the monkeys while everybody over by the tigers.
Man, you know listen, bro, it's so scary, dog, because like I said, man, like I had to step out of the box. I had to do the abnormal. Like I had to do something that nobody was doing. And I got backlash for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to say that it was an easy process, bro, but at the end of the day, man, like your best win is when you're yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your best win, bro. Like your best win is when you're you. Like, cause nobody can be you.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a million podcasts, but there's not this podcast.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like there are a million drummers, but I know that when I step on the scene, I know what I give. I know what I bring to the table. So I'm confident in knowing I'm okay. I'm okay with who I am, because you know, like that's just it was a process, bro. I got shot 2 years ago, right, in my back, right, and I was down for a week. I was down for like a month, but that week I was in the hospital. I found my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like I found who it was and what I was supposed to be doing in life, because I'm not going to say that I was moving too fast, but I was moving too fast. I was too comfortable in where I was at. And that's not what I was supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like it was the first time my grandma ever seen me in my world. My grandma thought when I was in 12th grade, after 12th grade, she thought that I was going to college. Right? Every morning I would see her when I was leaving to go on a plane to play for Tye.
Wow.
And she thought I was going to class.
She thought she was going to class.
Right.
Right.
So her first time seeing me with Tye was my last gig with Tye. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So she thought, you know, me playing and touring the world and all of that stuff, she still didn't comprehend that my grandson plays drums on his platform. So when I got shot and I was in the hospital, and you had the Meeks, the Futures, the Gucci Mans, and then you had like the gospel people. You had all the different artists that was calling in. Then you had the hood. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from the hood. My cousins in the street. My other side of the family, they're in the street. Right. So you had them. And then you had my Italian friends from school. And then you had the Asians. And then you had all these group of musicians. So you had all these different.
Supporting you.
Yeah. And then she's sitting there questioning, like, what do you do? She's like, what are you into? Like, what? Like, yo, I woke up one morning, and my grandma was on the phone with Meek, bro. No lie. She having a whole conversation with him.
That's wild.
I'm like, yo, like this is wild. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like the fact that I had to like find my purpose, bro. Like I had to figure out who, like, cause I was drawn. You know what I'm saying? Like I was at a place where I thought I was untouchable. I was going places that I shouldn't have been going. I was hopping in cars that I should have been hopping in. But when you anointed to do stuff and God has his hand over you in your life, you have to be cautious of how valuable not only you are, but how valuable he is. You know what I'm saying? Because the stuff that he's putting inside of me that I'm releasing and that I'm giving to people and that I'm putting in these platforms and I'm introducing him to these people, I could have jeopardized my life and I could have been the key to open the door for the Bebe Rexha who now believes in God like there's no other, or the Meek who you know what I'm saying, like, or all these different artists that I've touched, or there's, you know what I'm saying, like not be like meeting Zaytoven. Zaytoven plays at his church every Sunday. And he's Sunday. Best friends with Gucci Mane.
Every Sunday.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, he left. I seen this. I forgot what I was watching, but he left a recording session to go to rehearsal one day.
Yeah.
To go for church.
To go to church and came back to the recording. Gucci and them still there.
Of course, Gucci don't go wait on Zaytoven. Like they go. That's
but that
wild.
whole thing, like that whole, like, even what you just said, like his light is always going to shine. The fact that Gucci Mane stayed was because he respected that he felt like, yo, I'm not going to stay in this recording session with you and miss church.
Facts.
Right.
So I'm going to go to church and then I'm going to come back. And he
I
stayed.
feel back.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't dim his light. You know what I'm saying? He never dimmed his light. And that's the thing that musicians don't understand, that is the greatest the advantage that we have as Christians is that people want to be like us. But we don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know that you have rappers and all of that who want to be like us. They want to scream Jesus too. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that we're dimming our light to conform to them, when they're looking at us like, yo, I want the same relationship you have. So, you know, just knowing your purpose and understanding that, like there's no competition when you're moving at your own pace, bro. Never.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, so I gotta throw a question. You know, I'm the king of the random questions sometimes. So I got a random question for y'all. As gospel, both of y'all play the drums for churches and have come up in the gospel world. What do you feel like is the difference between y'all and somebody who is in like the marching band? Because I heard you say college, and I was gonna ask, did you ever had a desire to be in like one of the, you know what I'm saying, the black college experience? You know, the HBCUs. Did y'all ever have the want to be the drummers in those big bands, those historic bands? You know what I'm saying? Because I went to Jackson State, so I got to see them. And them drum lines.
Wow.
Right.
Wow. Drumline is my favorite movie in the whole world, bro. No cap.
That's tight. That's tight. Like, did y'all ever have that want to be like, yo, one time, let me just get out there and smoke something?
For me, it wasn't that. Like, I always admired like that type of drumming, but it's too many separate parts you got to depend on for it to sound right. Because I played trombone too.
That was good. That was good.
So when I do my playing, I'm like, I know what I'm doing, and all right. So my mentor, Michael Bland, he told me the best thing you can do as a drummer is just listen to the music while you're playing. So you listen to the music, you hear stuff right before even anything comes up.
Right.
So that's so no. To answer your question, no, I never wanted.
You never wanted to. Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, I'm the opposite, bro. Man, listen, bro. My mom took me to Clark Atlanta where they recorded Drumline at, bro. And I swore I was Nick Cannon, bro. No cap. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you when I had that phase. My middle school years, I thought that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be in the Drumline. It was up until I went to the high school that I was going to transfer to from my middle school that I stayed at for high school. I went to the school to do like a walkthrough, and I saw how strict they were being.
Yeah.
And they weren't letting people, like, it wasn't like the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the movie, like in the movie, Nick Cannon came in like loose, which meant like in our standpoint, bro, like they're gonna be like, he came in like a church drummer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like he came in like, yo, this is what I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm loose. And they, even though they tried to tell him, if I was a preacher, bro, I think this would probably be a good sermon. But if I'm not a preacher, that's not my call. But if
put my phone.
Don't pull your app up, bro.
You know he was going to do it.
I knew he was. But no, listen though. In the movie, right? He went inside, right? Just off of the ear, like off of him training his ear, like, yo, you know, I can hear it and do what you want to do, whatever. So they ended up adapting to him. You know what I'm saying? They gave him the freedom of that. You know what I'm saying? Man, I went to this high school, bro, and I seen, bro, they was like, yeah, this is what you'll be reading. We had rehearsal at 6 a.m. This is the book. This is the cadence. This is what you have to. Yeah, I was like, yeah, mom. I'm gonna stay at my school in South Philly, where they respect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Drumma,
I feel it.
you know what I mean? So I had the moment, but I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't have that moment. But once I realized, like, yo, like, I got a gift, it was just like, all right, I'm gonna just chill.
That's a good question though. Let me ask this because one of my homies, he played. Mm-hmm. All right, so one of my homies, he the music director for Wyclef, right?
Okay.
So he's saying he went to a gig where they had to play with a symphony, right? And he played keys. So they sent him the music like a week ahead. He knew the music, boom. But when he get there, they gave him sheet music. So, but he's still playing like I know all the changes and everything. But for when they got to,
he ain't know that measure. He ain't know that measure.
Different. The whole rehearsal stuff. They sent him in a room and like it almost cost him his gig. So like, are you playing sheet music with like Meek and all them or?
Well, with the artists that I play for now, no, we never had to play sheet music, but I had to do that in middle school and high school. It was a requirement. I went to a music school. I went to Gerard Academic Music Program, and we had to play in every band. We had to play at least 2 instruments.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow!
So I learned how to play the trombone, and I actually became first trombone and orchestra. And it was a lot of drummers at my school, so I had to at the moment I had to play another instrument and focus on that. So yeah, I learned how to play with music, sheet music and stuff like that. And of course I was being a black guy, and I cheated sometimes, and I wrote my slide positions. But I knew my ways, so if they was called out measure 5, I was good because I knew where to start at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but yeah, I think eventually I will want to play for a late night show. I will play for a late night show, and I know for some late night shows they have sheet music and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I gotta freshen up, but luckily right now I haven't had to use sheet music to play for artists. But I want to get into music. I'm going to get into movie scoring and stuff like that, Hans Zimmerman and stuff like that. I've been studying that stuff lately. So yeah.
So go ahead, bro.
I said that's dope, man. I know it's like when I listen to, like you said, the symphonies and stuff like that, it's always kind of weird for me because I went to the HBCU, so I hear the black band and I'm used to that boom. So does that bother you sometimes when the drums are missing, when you feel like somebody ain't really giving them drums like they supposed to?
Yes. What? Man, listen, bro. I think we all have that urge, man. Listen, that's like a keyboard player coming to a concert at a show and the keys ain't loud in the house.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Of course I had those moments where I'd be like, man, he got to play a little harder. You know what I mean? But
we got to play a little harder.
Yeah, bro. But that was something that I grew up on playing at my dad. My dad lives in Virginia, so I was raised in both up north and down south. So when I used to play shop music at his church that we grew up in and that he was a part of, my uncle Kim and all of them that was who taught me, they were always screaming at me yo, hit the bass drum, hit it, and I'm just I am. So, after a while, it's certain things that stick with you. You know what I mean? That you be you listen closely for that certain thing. Yo, he not hitting the drums hard enough, yo. Or a Brian Fraser Moore telling me you got to learn stadium chops. Them fast chops, that's cool and all, but that person that's always in Z, 459Z at the top of the arena.
Oh yeah.
They not gonna hear that. Yeah.
No, I'm a big fan. I've been studying Brian Fraser Moore's tour with the Tennessee Kids lately. I understand what you're saying with the stadium chops, especially when you play Senorita Stadium.
Yes.
All stadium.
You got to listen to. I'm gonna tell you the perfect record, the perfect show to listen to with Brian playing would be the Usher live DVD.
Which one though? Because I'm the one I was watching was live in London when Aaron was playing.
Nah, Brian Fraser Moore played for Usher first.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm gonna go back.
You gotta look that up. That was the blueprint for us. Growing up, that was the blueprint for Spanky and Daryl and Boots and all. That was the blueprint. And the Velvet Rope tour with John. Yeah. That was the blueprint. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope, man. But thank you, man. We don't want to hold on too much more of your time, brother. We
listen here, my dog.
Do it again, man. You're more than welcome. Like I said, whenever you get everything rolling, man, we'll gladly push it. post it, whatever you need us to do. We'll do a, video for you, whatever you need, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, listen here, man. I just want to say, man, before I go, man, that like shout out to y'all, man, for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is dope, man. I always gotta give recognition to people that are doing what they believe in, man. So shout out to y'all, man. I pray that God bless y'all tremendously. And after this, y'all get us a spot on Netflix, or y'all get a spot on the
Yeah,
YouTube channel
up,
that give you over a couple million viewers, man. Y'all get what's that little thing that award they send out to everybody that get over 100,000 subscribers. I pray y'all get over 1 million subscribers, man. Like this is amazing, man. Shout out to y'all.
Man,
Even
no doubt. I
me
think
to be on
definitely this is gonna help us, man. Having somebody of your caliber, you know what I'm saying, being willing to sit down with us, man, is man. Can't thank you enough,
bro. We lit, bro. We out here.
Hey, where can the people find you, Trey?
Hey, man, give
on
out all
Instagram.
Yep.
Listen, I'm on Instagram at its_Treyway, ITS_TREWAY. My brand page is On The One Nation, at On The One Nation, ONDA, the number 1 Nation, NATION. And my band Instagram is The Now Generation, at _the THE Now NOW Generation, GENERATION.
I'm gonna definitely try to make sure I put all that in the video too, so people will be able to see it.
Yo, if you haven't heard the single, Don't Call, go get it now. It's everywhere. Don't Call.
Don't Call.
And the new single, Role Play, dropping in May, man. Role Play, that's the next single.
Role Play, that's the next one.
And the album is called Thompson Street.
Hey, Trey, we're going to send this to you when we get the audio and everything together on all the platforms. Send it to you.
My dog, man. Appreciate y'all for real, man.
Hey, I'm gonna hit you too, because I got some more musician questions I want to just pick your brain on.
Listen, it's whatever, bro. I'm around. We ain't going nowhere. Where we at?
All right, love, bro. Thank you.
Love, y'all, for real. Y'all be safe.
For sure.
Peace.
Yes, sir. So you've been Sweats and Suits podcast.
Man, that was definitely dope. Treyway was man, he gave it up, man. I got to ask a few questions that I've been wanting to know about, you know what I'm saying? But that nigga is definitely Rich You.
Yeah, definitely Rich Me.
He's Rich You. Dog, like just the way he was, talking, the way he talks about the church and his upbringing. And he got some jewels for us, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. We got another couple of interviews coming up. Then you're going to get probably a regular episode. We got some other challenges we doing, man. We're just going to try to keep all this coming for you here on this here YouTube. You got something else for people?
Yeah, man. Just definitely, again, shout out to Trey for taking the time out of schedule to come chop it up with us. And thank y'all for tuning in during the quarantine, man. So like I said, we got a lot more content coming up. We got another double episode dropping this week too as well. Mm-hmm. So stay on the lookout. Do we got some quarantine keys for the people?
Yeah.
Embarrassed to come and have my keys.
Oh, that's all good.
Oh, fine.
Stay inside or you're outside. Don't be on your inside trying to get outside.